Eric Muathe at Muathe.com. Let's take a look at this recent explosion in price action by this stock. It's an IPO from 2017 and its ticker symbol is VERI. Now we can see the stock became an IPO sometime in May 2017, and this is the current weekly chart. Now, because the weekly is not fully developed on fact of the RSIs and the MACDs, we can see that when the RSI finally starts printing, which is somewhere here, RSI has been on a steady uptrend. MACDs jumped to all-time highs on the weekly sometime, let's call it here, on this weekly move. So we can say that there's a breakout. Now we can use, for example, this breakout here on the weekly that corresponds with this weekly move where we see the MACDs jump to all-time highs. RSI also jumps to all-time highs, right? So that meets the minimum requirement for the ultimate Muathe breakout, and after that we see the stock has had a nice run. So this is the weekly, but we know that if the monthly is not fully developed for an IPO, we have to go and use the same chart requirements on the weekly. If the weekly is not fully developed for an IPO, then we go and use the same parameters for the daily. Now let's take a look at the daily in this particular instant, right? All right, so let's take a look at the daily, and we can see this is a daily. We again see good explosion. So let's figure out where the RSI and MACDs met the minimum requirements for the ultimate Muathe breakout. So here we can see that the RSI did break out somewhere here. This also corresponds with this one-day move. So let's take that one-day move. We can see that yes, the default MACD was breaking out to all-time highs, and also the MACD was moving above zero for the first time ever. And we can see that the secondary MACD was also breaking out to all-time highs at that time, which is consistent with a quality breakout. So you got your RSI and MACDs showing that they were meeting the minimum requirement, and the breakout we are talking about is this breakout. We can even take this, any of these daily breakouts happened during this one-day explosive move. So either you can use any one of this breakout. That's fine. Now, before we continue, take a look at the MACDs. The default or the main MACD has been moving to all-time highs since. So it has met the minimum requirement throughout all this process or all this price action. All right, so let's take a look at the RSI. We can see that there is a breakout here after 2 days of rest. And that breakout takes the stock or moves the RSI back above 69.1, which is one of our minimum requirements. And if you are new to this, take a look at a link that I will provide in the description of the video that goes into details about IPO momentum timing. So the RSI moves above 69.1. We know the MACD was moving to all-time highs, so that's a good entry. And then we have another breakout here. The stock closes there on a daily basis, settles down for 2 days, and on the 4th day it breaks out. And that's the most recent breakout about 6 days ago or 5 days ago. Since then, we've seen this explosive run, which incidentally corresponds with the stock moving back above 69.1 again. And we can also see that the recent spike in price corresponds with the RSI on the daily, also moving to all. So we can take a look here. The daily RSI is also or was also moving to all-time highs. That movement to all-time highs corresponds with this price explosion. So what we see here, that we can use the same requirements for the ultimate Muathe breakout in trying to time entry into IPOs that look promising, as long as they meet the minimum requirements. And again, if you don't have fully developed monthly charts, you go to the next time frame, which is the weekly. If you don't have fully developed weekly chart indicators, take a look at the daily. If the daily is not fully developed in terms of the RSI and the MACD, you can take a look at the hourly. The minimum requirements should be the same, where we have for an IPO either both the RSI and one of the MACDs should be moving to all-time highs, or the RSI moving above 69.1. Take a look. There should be a link in the description of the video that goes into details about this minimum requirement, which I call the ultimate Muathe breakout. Eric Muathe at Muathe.com. As always, good luck, peace, and blessings. E-A-C-S. And so it is. Mwah. Woo.